Hey, welcome in everyone. Welcome to the Women's Wellness Network. I have a special guest today, Jennifer Lee, or do you go by Jennifer Barnes?
I go by Jennifer Lee.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yes.
That's your middle name,
Hmm.
correct?
Yes, it is.
See,
It is.
there's another little synchronicity between us because Scarlett is my middle name. So
I love
pretty cool,
that.
pretty cool. Well, I had the honor of interviewing Jennifer the other day over on, oh, it has a new name now, ENTV Today.
ENTV.
Yep, ENTV Today. And Jennifer's lovely, and I could not wait to have her on our network, the Women's Wellness Network. Beautiful soul, beautiful spirit, and has, of course, she has a little story of her own. We all do. And yeah, welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you so much, Tammy. It's so great to see you again and connect. I'm so grateful to be in this community right now. So much love and so much gratitude. I'm excited for today.
Awesome, awesome. Well, for those of us who have not met you yet, well, I think probably some people have seen you over on ENTV because we have a lot of people there from there also. Um, but maybe you could just start off telling us where you are in the world.
Where am I in the world? Where are we all at this point,
Right?
right?
Oh, good one.
So I am currently in Austin, Texas, getting ready to go head up to Colorado in the next 2 weeks. So I am here. I teach yoga, I do healing work, and for now, and I will be leaving here in the next couple of weeks. So that's where I am.
Off on a big adventure.
Always, always.
Beautiful. Right? That maybe goes with your spirit too, just going where you're needed and where you're feeling the call to.
Yes, yes. I am very much in tune with that. Exactly. Whenever you get that call, you don't ask questions, you just go.
Yep. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Mm.
So tell us exactly what it is that you do in the world.
Yeah. So, oh, to explain all of this. I teach yoga. I have been practicing yoga for about 15 years. I've always been athletic. I've always been very interested and fascinated with the body. And so I was a pre-med student, and that just led me down. If you have heard my story, or if you haven't, I was in a car accident, shattered my ankle, had a beautiful voice of the divine come through me and tell me to breathe. When I did that, the pain that I was in which was excruciating, subsided, and that kind of led me down this path of learning how to utilize the breath as well as intention in order to manifest physical healing, manifest abundance, manifest opportunities, and just really tapping in and tuning in to what's possible. Right. So, what I do besides teaching yoga, because I came into yoga to kind of hide the fact of the healing abilities that I offer. So, I do light language activations. I was activated in 2015 or 2016. My teacher, Judy Satori, I worked with her, and then I started just speaking light language. Yeshua would come in, Mother Mary would come in, they would mentor me. Thoth, the Egyptian god, would come in and work with me. And I went from, light language to toning, using the sounds of my voice or just the frequencies of my voice now, even when I speak. And it helps to clear energy. And it's not me, it's source coming through me. But what what we do is any kind of stagnancy or lower vibrations that might be in the field or might be in the emotional body or the energetic body gets cleared out with that resonance. And I connect that in with the yoga because I have been an athlete. I have always moved my body. I love the body. And in order to manifest and hold on to a healing or a manifestation, we've got to be fully embodied. So we marry all of that together, right? So it's not just the spirituality and the energetic work, but we fully embody it. And so that sums it up. Kind
Oh,
of.
that's quite a bit still. It's quite a bit. So when you had the activation of the light code, did you know it was going to happen? Was that something they said might happen? Were you doing it intentionally for it to happen?
So I had been listening to her for my own healing. And I remember the first time that I heard it, heard the light language, I was like, wow, I know that. It's, it goes straight to your soul. It bypasses the mind. It just goes straight to the soul. And it's like this feeling of home, home. I know that. I know that. And so I didn't intentionally go into it thinking I was going to be activated. I went into it for my own healing purposes. And what happened was I was living at home with my grandmother and my dad. And it was a really like one of those dark nights of the soul period. And I remember listening to them. And then one night, Yeshua, Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, and Thoth all came in. And the next day, I could not speak any English words. All I was doing was light language, light language. So I had to seclude myself from my family because anytime I would open my mouth, it would just come out. And so I'm like, they're gonna think I'm crazy. I just need to, stay to myself. And so for it was probably 2 or 3 days. I had to just keep to myself and it would kept flowing and flowing and flowing. And the messages that were coming through is this is clearing your vessel so that those pure frequencies can come through, right? So you're healing yourself with this light language that way, obviously to set you up so that you can start working with others. But we've got to clear all of that, stuff out from the past to in order for you to be able to deliver that.
Wow. Wow, that must have been so interesting. But maybe was it a little bit like, what is actually happening?
Yes, yes. Because I had eye infections from an autoimmune disorder, and my eyes would swell up really big. And my doctors had me on steroids. And I remember Yeshua coming in and just telling me how to heal my eyes by just placing my hands and then even going into the sun and like sun gazing and using that light language. And something those would with the steroids would normally take me months to finally get the swelling down to where I could wear contacts again and all the things. I think it took me about a week.
Wow.
And it was working with Yeshua like consistently on my own and just taking the hours of just being here and sitting outside and receiving the light codes from that healing and then just light language light language light language. So yeah, I was like, I don't know what this is, but it's obviously working, so let's keep going.
Wow, right? That's incredible. I mean, that's not happened to me. I'm going to work on that one. I'm going to set that intention
Mm,
because I would love to have more of that. I've had a few downloads, but nothing, that's continuous. So
right.
I'm gonna work on that one too, because I think that would be amazing. And
Yeah.
you're definitely a healer. Obviously, you married your background of your being a medical student, and
Right.
you don't lose that information. And then you became a yoga teacher with this incredible gift. It must
Yeah.
have been so
It's
interesting to like decide, oh, I'm going to throw in a little bit of this and a little bit of that and make it your own.
right. Well, it took a lot of first feeling worthy, right?
Mm,
Of even just being able to. is this, who am I? What, why is this? And then having this thing like, I don't want to hurt anybody. So I need to know what this is coming through me, because the last thing I would ever want to do is hurt another. Because again, the child, the abuse I've been through, I would never want to hurt another. And so I had to connect and really learn to set the intention, like only that of the highest love and light is coming through, no little trickster energies, which is why I also add that in with my teachings. It's constantly clear your field, doing things like that so that you're not letting in other things. And it just, to marry all of that together, yeah, I'm 45 and it's taken this long to finally see, oh, now I get where all of this, or how all of this is coming together. Along the path, I was like, what are we doing? I don't know what this is. And they told me, my guides told me, they're like, it's going to take a while because nobody else has ever done this.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, you just tell me what to do. I'm here
Right.
for it.
Wow, that's amazing. It's so cool that, like you'd think you're just regular little Jennifer Lee, and then next thing you like got this stuff that you want to bring to the world, and you have well, gifts. They're definitely gifts that can be help other people with their healing. So when you're um I know you do your yoga, you have a yoga
Right.
practice, but how do you suggest to people, oh, but I also do this thing, or do you just put it right in there and don't even let anybody ask a question?
So before I even start a class, I always say a prayer. It's always the same prayer to set my ego to the side and let source bring through whatever frequencies, poses, whatever is needed for the highest and greatest good of everyone who takes that class, myself included, in the well-being of all. And literally the whole time I'm channeling. So whatever comes through, even I don't ever practice of flow before I teach. I intuitively connect to every person's body and whatever their bodies talk to mine. And that's how I design the flow, whatever your body needs. That said, I also do reflexology,
Oh,
body work. And I'm still in the process of learning how to say, hey, I also do this, right? Because I work with a lot of athletes.
mm,
And so I dip my toe into the spiritual side to see. I've got to read the room a little bit. How far can I go into the woo? And as I've worked with them, they get it now. Now it's like, okay, they start to taste it, and oh, every time I come to your class, I feel so good. I don't know what it is, but it just feels so good. And I'm just like, yeah,
yes.
you can have that, right? It's not just the asanas, it's not the yoga, it's the intention behind it, you know? And we all have those abilities. We can be an intentional being and create whatever healing or whatever we would like in our lives.
Yeah, that's powerful. It's very powerful, especially, you know, trying to suggest without suggesting, and like, as you said, just dipping your toe in just to test the waters
I
to
know.
make sure it's going to be received okay.
Right, right. Typically, it's when they're in like a child's pose, and then I'll start channeling and just giving out messages of certain things. And hopefully it lands, or at least I'm planting a seed, right? That's all you can do is just plant the seed, and who knows what grows from that.
This is true. Yeah, you think, somebody might hear you, but not really hear you, and then go home and go, wait a second, what was that about? And what's happening? Right.
Right,
Yeah,
right. The soul starts to come in and be like, uh-huh, you see that?
that's so cool. I love it. I love it. I love these, you know, the mixture of things and the way that we're able to use our own traumas, our own experiences to grow that and to make it obviously beneficial for everybody, but also for yourself. You're, still get to be healing while you're helping others heal.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm receiving just as much as they are, you know. So yeah, when I finish a class and my favorite part of any day is whenever my students come out of the Shavasana and their faces have this look of such contentment. I'm like, that's it right there. That's why I'm here.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So good. So good. I always today, because I know I'm going to be leaving my students in a couple of weeks, I teared up because I'm just like, you have no idea how grateful I am for you. And I know that there are other people coming, but it's just like, I just love you more than you know.
Oh, it's like, well, you're the one who's kind of graduating. I was going to say, like when you go to school and you have your class and, then you teach your class and then they've advanced to the next grade. So then they've, moved on, but you're the one who's going to get to
Right.
move on and explore new adventures. And, um, yeah, I'd like to know the difference between where you're going to have to come back and let me know what the difference is in the whole feeling of the thing between Austin and Colorado. Like they're two totally different I don't know, they're each their own thing.
Yes. Yeah. The energy in Colorado is very expansive. It's very light. Typically there, I work more with online stuff. So I do more healing work as opposed to in-person stuff because I get so inspired by being up in the mountains. I'll start posting things and like downloads will come. Just they start flooding in because I'm connected with Gaia. And then they have all the elementals coming in and saying, oh, let's bring this in and let's bring this in. And then I'm just posting and all these things and then working with clients online. And so it's completely different, right? And I love both aspects because I love connecting with people in person. You can't beat a hug. You can't beat a hug. you
So
know,
true.
you just can't. And but then you also can't beat Gaia in her glory, you know.
I do know.
Uh,
I do know. I'm from I grew up in British Columbia, so mountains and the ocean and all that stuff are like ingrained in my
mm,
soul. And yeah, when I know when I'm in the mountains, when I was having my own issues and troubles, I would retreat to the mountains all the time and
yep.
finding myself there and hearing Gus.
Yes, yes, right. And it
Yes,
comes in so clear, so crystal clear, because you're not in the city bombarded by other frequencies. And it's just like you can sit and have a conversation like we are right now.
right?
It's amazing.
It is amazing. Yeah, it's like opening up a whole new I guess you don't really know unless you can go there and feel it for yourself. I guess it's like going to any other place on the planet. It has its own vibe, it has its own energy, and
Right.
that expansiveness of being being almost being Gaia because
Yes.
you get to be so connected and so rooted in it and everything. I know like you're super sensitive and hear all the things and feel all the things and all the things that nature has to offer is extraordinarily inspiring. And you say you run home and you're like posting like crazy because you want to share it all, right?
Yes, yes. And it does, it creates that expansion within you that it's almost like you're so connected to your dharma. Oh, I've got to do this. I've got to do this. I've got all this inspiration now. I've got all this determination to do whatever I can to share all of this with the world. And so it makes it easy, you know? And it's why I'm total nature girl. I love being in the city because I love connecting with people and I have my community here and I'll be back. I've already told them, I'm like, I'm coming back. I just need time to go connect in the mountains. And the people who know me, they're like, yeah, it's time for you to go. You've been working every day. It's time for you to go. Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You gotta replenish, you gotta refill your cup, right?
100%.
And
Yes.
I know you just mentioned it a little bit. You said you had your ankle smashed up. Did that really start like a new way of healing process for you? Like with you said the breathing.
Right. Yeah. Well, it helped me be fully embodied because I, you're in pain,
Mhm.
right? And yet I know, or I knew even at that point when I was in my car accident that I had to move. I was like, I got to heal this because I need to get back in the gym. You don't understand. And I would even sit in my hospital bed and I had like this really heavy cast on my legs because it it had all the things. And I would move my leg and just like work the muscles like this to keep movement going. Um and it, it sent me on an even deeper dive in relationship with my body because as when I was younger, even though I was always athletic, I was always in dance, I was overweight.
Mhm.
And that extra weight was cushion from fear, right? And probably lots of processed food and all the things. And um, it took me a long time to finally fall in love with my body. And once I started doing that, the inflammation went away, the weight went away. I was able to fully connect with different parts of my body that were experiencing dis-ease or pain. And, it got to the point where affirmations really work, but it's also bringing the emotion into it. So I love running. I love walking, going on walks. And what I would do while I was out on a run or out doing something, I was in a high vibration, right? Doing what I love. And I would say, I love my body. I love myself. I love my life. I love my body. I love myself. I love my life. And just say it over and over and over and over. And it got to the point where I remember years ago, I looked in the mirror, and in the past, I wouldn't have been able to say it and, say it like this. But I looked in the mirror and I was like, I love you. I love you so much. And like feel it. And even, and even now, like I can look in the mirror whenever I'm having those days that things are, life is lifing. I
Right.
will look, right? I'll be in my car, look at my rear view mirror, look at myself and go, I love you. I know you're doing the best that you can, and I'm right here with you. And I love you so much.
I love that so much. That's a beautiful mantra. What did you say? I love my
I
body.
love my body. I love my life. I love myself. I love my body. I love my life. I love
Yeah.
myself.
Well, I think as women, especially, right, we need to learn to remember that, we are lovable, we are worthy, we are beautiful, we are precious. No
Yeah.
matter what, if we have, a suit of fat armor on us because we're, in protection mode, or we're, you know, quiet in the corner because we're afraid or whatever it is. We
Right.
we can always look in the mirror and find that person because that person is still there. We were always
Yeah.
that person when we were, when we were first born, we're that person.
Yeah.
Just the world lifes us and makes it
Exactly.
difficult.
Exactly. And then you're just like, I don't know what the heck happened.
Right?
And
Wake
then
up
you
one
look in the
day,
mirror.
who am I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
like me
important.
every day.
Well, that's because
What
you're evolving,
exactly? What's gonna happen today? Either way, whatever happens, I still love myself, so it's okay.
right? Yeah. Ultimately, that's the thing. Love ourselves and work from our overflow. And you seem to be able to do that very well. And yeah, I'm sure your students must absolutely adore coming to your class, right? Make you feel, or because you lift them up and make them feel that love, even, even just sitting here with you, right? I know I can feel your heart, your joy, when you say that you love yourself, I know you mean it. And I know that um like the resonance in your voice, as you were saying before about using your voice, it's there, and it's not fake, it's not pretend, it's not egoic. It's not any of that stuff. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. And that being said, again, it took work. It took a lot of work. So it's not to say you're going to look in the mirror today, and if you've got things that are standing in the way of you believing that, you can start to ask yourself questions. Because even in the beginning, I would ask, like, well, but what if it was possible if I did love myself? What would that look like? Because then that sends the ego look for the answer. Well, what would it look like if it was possible that I loved myself? Oh, I've got to find that out, right? So we kind of work the system, if you will, until you can get to that point of like, I mean it. I love myself. I love you.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh, we're just gonna end it here because that's like amazing. And
Mm.
it, like you say, it takes practice, right? So women out there, it takes practice. So if you go and look in the mirror at yourself right now, you can love yourself. You're lovable, you're worth it, you're valuable, you're beautiful. And what did you say? What would it look like if I
What
did
would it
love?
look like if, yeah, what would it look like? What if it was possible if I did love myself? What would that look like?
Oh, that's such a beautiful question. Beautiful, beautiful question. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for coming today, Jennifer. That was
Thank
amazing.
you.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah, you're a beautiful soul. And those people in Colorado, they're going to be lucky to have you.
no, thank
Definitely.
you.
It's a fun adventure I think you're about to begin. And yeah, I look forward to following you along and seeing what you're going to be doing. And if our women would like to connect with you, because as you said, you will be working online, where will they be able to
Yeah.
find you?
Yeah. So you can find me on Facebook at Jennifer Lee, or my Instagram is awakening underscore with underscore Jen. Just awakening with Jen. I'm sure you'll find me. You'll see a picture with me and a puppy because I teach puppy yoga.
Oh, why didn't we talk about that? That's adorable.
because that takes a lot.
Okay, we will
That
talk about that next time. Do you have a video on that? Because I would like to see that.
I have, if you go to my Instagram, it's inundated with puppy and kitten yogas.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to
So,
check it out after this because that's fun. How sweet. Oh
so
my
you,
goodness.
yeah, yeah. So you can find me Awakening with Jen on Instagram, or if you're looking to book a private session with me, whether it's a healing, a clearing, it's a work in progress to get yoga classes online through Zoom so that I can reach as many people as possible. That's a work in progress, but you can email me at awakeningjenniferlee@gmail.com for any question, or if you have any questions or looking for a session or just want to say hi. I'm always here.
Perfect. Beautiful. Well, Women's Wellness Network, you heard it from Jen. She's got some stuff coming up. So be patient for that. And otherwise, she would love to hear from you. So if you would like to connect with her, we'll put all her information into the comments. And yeah, Jennifer, thank you so much for coming today. It was lovely to have you and connect with you again. Yeah, I look forward to speaking with you again. And Women's Wellness Network, we're having some amazing guests. I love this. This is so wonderful. And until next time, be well.
Mm.